Hello everyone, it is Briximus Pride back for another Transformers action figure review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Core Class, Wheelie, and Ratchet.
Sorry, I just realized my microphone was not plugged in. I'm a professional. And now taking a look at the packaging on both of these guys. Right up front here, it does have images of little backdrop things there, which I sadly cannot use. Transformers the movie, Autobot Ratchet and Autobot Wheelie, and then nothing much here at the top, like the little bits of artwork up there. You got bits of artwork right here. Authentic Transformer! And then here on the side, you got some mug shots of these two. It says they're core class, and then here on the back, just got some more product images. And that's it for the packaging. Ow! And now taking a look at their very little, very accurate accessories. Wheelie here comes with a very teeny tiny little slingshot. And then Ratchet comes with these little teeny tiny silver blasters here. And he comes with two of them because technically in the movie he did use two of these in his... I just realized this is a figure accurate to Ratchet's final moments before he died in the movie. What you say? As for weapon storage though, Ratchet only really has a peg on his back for just one blaster, so there's not really anything you can do with the other one. I mean, because Wheelie comes with a slingshot, some people think a slingshot is a dumb weapon. I guess you could technically just go ahead and just give one of these to Wheelie then. That looks a lot better. And as for Wheelie's weapon storage, you stick it up his ass. And yeah, both of these figures look fairly accurate. Their head sculpts have some very nice silver paint in the face so that it helps them look a whole lot more, lifelike. And I love the Autobot logos and just all this extra little bits of detail in these guys. Very nice little figures here. Frick. The Ratchet here, despite his size, he actually is fairly accurate to the original Ratchet, character model. Too bad that character didn't last that long in the movie, but this figure does look pretty good, and I think this is obviously going to get repainted into an Ironhide, isn't it? Hasbro just loves to take your money, don't they? And yeah, a lot of the mechanical detailing and everything on this guy is pretty well done. I mean, he is very bulky and kibbly in some areas. I mean, these wheels at the feet are not intentionally supposed to be there, but it's all kibble due to the transformation. But where this figure really shines is in his posability. His head is on a ball joint. It can look left and right, and it can look up and down a teeny bit, not really pivoting. Shoulders rotate a full 360. He does have a backwards butterfly joint due to transformation. He has a ball joint at the shoulder, which allows for his arm to move out. That shoulder joint also allows for a bicep swivel. He has 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Actually, almost looks like it's little past 90 degrees. And then he does have a waist swivel right there, which was very surprising to see. Also, due to transformation, this guy also has an ab crunch. That's very interesting to see on a core class. And then, as mentioned before, his hips can move forward that far, they can move back that far, they can move outward that far, they like to pop off sometimes. And then he has a ball joint at the knee, which allows for a pathetic knee bend, but it's there, I guess. And that ball joint also allows for a good knee swivel. And then no ankle pivot, so that's it on Ratchet. But hey, it's actually pretty impressive, the amount of articulation that was put on a figure of this size. And yeah, this new 86 Wheelie figure really does a great job at capturing the character from the 86 film. And even though this is a character I never really gave too much crap about, I can admit that this definitely is a much better improvement. And he is screen accurate, which is what the Studio Series are meant to do. And head sculpt looks fine. He's got the Autobot logo. The orange color actually doesn't bother me. I think sometimes the Hasbro picks an orange plastic that always looks disgusting, but thankfully this looks pretty good. And then the only thing that bugs me, he has kind of this butt flap skirt thing on the back, and that's the only thing that really bugs me. Other than that, there's not really any mechanical details that really stand out on this guy. He's actually kind of plain, to be honest. Going over Wheelie's articulation, excuse me. He's got a ball joint at the head, which allows for his head to swivel. It can look up that far, and due to transformation. Shoulders are on a ball joint. They can rotate a full 360. They can't move out that far. There's a transformation joint that allows for his arms to move even farther out. He has a ball joint at the elbow, which allows for 90 degrees of bend, but that also allows for a elbow swivel. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. Technically, there is some transformation shifting joints here in the hips, which do allow for a fake waist swivel, but it's not much use here. Hips can kick forward that far. They can kick back, not that far. If you kind of move that skirt thing out of the way, maybe that back that far. They can move outward that far. Again, no thigh swivel, but they do have a ball joint at the knee, which allows for a swivel. 90 degrees of bend at that knee, and then due to transformation, the toes can move up and down. So that is really it for Wheelie's articulation. My only real complaint with the wheelie here is that this panel here doesn't always like to snap in, and that can make it a little annoying. Hey, being annoying is also fairly accurate to Wheelie's character. And for size comparisons, here is Wheelie and Ratchet compared next to the last Studio Series Core Class figures that I took a look at. Ravage and Shockwave. Here is Wheelie and Ratchet compared next to my favorite Core Class figure so far, Iguanus. Here is Ratchet and Wheelie compared next to some other Core Class Autobots, but Bumblebee and Optimus. And then here they are compared next to some Core Class Decepticons. That's basically it for the comparisons. And now let's get into these guys' transformations. During the transformation, after you fold Ratchet's head up like this, I guess you could call this a reference to the G1 toy. Is now taking a look at the Core Class Wheelie and Ratchet in their alternate modes. And yeah, we'll start with the Ratchet, since that's what we started with earlier. Ratchet here has a very nice looking alternate mode. He looks like his original, ambulance mode, and this obviously is just going to get retooled and repainted in red to look like Ironhide. That's pretty obvious. And he has these little storage right here on the side for his blasters, which doesn't look too bad. My only complaint is these legs sometimes don't like to completely tab in, and it leaves this weird gap on the roof, and sometimes you have to go in and really fiddle with it before it actually closes up. And other than that, there's honestly nothing much to say. I mean, it does roll pretty well, and it also scales in pretty well with some of the other Core Class figures, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then taking a look at Wheelie here. Wheelie's alternate mode looks accurate to his original 1986 film appearance. And again, I like the little rolling wheels. He transforms so seamlessly, he feels like just a little toy car. Like even the scale, it's almost like he transforms into like one of those little like non-die-cast like toy cars. Also for his storage, you just plug the little slingshot right there where it did in the robot mode. Just, now instead of it being up his butthole, it's now up the exhaust pipe. So also just a little fun feature that I wanted to mention. If you open up Wheelie's little cockpit here, he does feature, gosh dang it, his head is actually inside of the driver's seat of the cockpit. Was that detail worth going all the trouble to show to you guys? No, not really. Here they are with Bumblebee movie Ravage and Shockwave, the last Studio Series Core Class figures I took a look at. Here they are compared to Iguanus. Here's Wheelie and Ratchet compared next to the Core Class Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. And then here they are with Core Class Soundwave and Megatron. So that's it for comparisons. And that is basically it for my review on the Studio Series Core Class Wheelie and Ratchet. And yeah, the Ratchet, obviously I've mentioned before, I've never really been too big of a fan of the mini-scaled Transformers, but at least this Ratchet is accurate to somewhere. But also at least he scales well with my Optimus and Bumblebee that I do have. And then the Wheelie, as much as I bag on the character of Wheelie from the '86 film being really irritating and kind of annoying sometimes, he is still leaps and bounds better than what we got in Michael Bay. But overall, the figures here definitely are a perfect action figure interpretation, especially for the Ratchet. The Ratchet just has like the most amazing posability for being a core class. His posability is on par with bigger, like $30, $40 figures, 3 times his size The only thing he's kind of missing is an ankle pivot. But even then, he still manages to pull off knee swivels and those cool elbow swivels. Like, still really cool, he manages to pull that off. And overall, I think it's good that I think these figures came with good accessories, even though the wheelie should have maybe included one or two more. At least the Ratchet comes with an extra blaster, that's always nice. And yeah, I really have nothing much to really say about either of these figures, other than that they're just really nice, and they're really nice little novelty figures, especially since they're nice and cheap little $10 figures. And yeah, I do highly suggest them. If I had to give the Ratchet a rating, I give him a solid 9 out of 10, and the wheelie I give a solid 8 out of 10. I really have nothing much to complain about with these figures, really nothing much to say. So, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to give me a like on the video, comment down below what you guys think, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure reviews, and I'll catch you guys next time.